Video profile, please.
Chaitsi Ahuja is the creator of Brown Living, India's first plastic-free and chemical-free online marketplace for all things sustainable. The website has created jobs for over 1,200 artisans and more than 1,000 underprivileged tribal people. Brown Living has succeeded in planting more than 14,600 trees in 8 regions in India and in reducing the plastic footprint of 50,000 plus customers. The plastic-free website has prevented more than 137,000 kgs of plastic from entering landfills and oceans. Among her numerous awards and recognitions, Chaitsi Ahuja is a winner of the Digital Women Awards 2021 on the Cosmo India's Disruptor list 2021, among the top 100 emerging women leaders, Your Story 2022, and Womankind's 100 women leaders to watch.
Thank you for giving me this introduction. I think I am humbled to be here, almost in tears, standing in front of these recognized dignitaries here and entrepreneurs. But I think looking at the previous video when you saw Alag Karo, I have OCD and I have eco-anxiety and I'm also anxious right now. But that is the reason why I'm standing here today, because our world is going through a lot of trouble and we are sitting in a beautiful ballroom here and not realizing what this world is going. I mean, it's turning every day, it's doing its job, we're seeing the sunrise, we're seeing the sunset, but we're missing on the details. The devil is always in the details. When I started working in a corporate office, I started in marketing and I realized that a lot of the work that we do is actually lying to people. And all marketeers, there's a book on it by Seth Godin, it's called All Marketeers Are Liars. When that book came in front of me, I started realizing how much we lie in every day. You know, my life is great, I'm reaching here, I'm reaching there. And I also, because I have OCD, like yesterday I got a box and it was a little off and I waited for the speaker to finish to fix that back. Why I'm telling you this story is because there is a lot of waste everywhere and we are just consuming our way till it makes us happy. That you all know the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The more we get, the more dissatisfied we are. And I think sustainability to me, it may mean different things to everyone, but I think to me it means being mindful that there may not be a tomorrow. So how do you act today so that you don't harm tomorrow? Become future-proof. And everything is connected in this world. This whole world is an ecosystem that interacts. Before internet was invented, before we had apps, this world has its own ways of interacting with each other and learning from each other, taking and giving back. So Brown Living really is a tribute to Mother Nature. It's everything that Mother Nature does and giving back. Simply put, yes, we are an e-commerce platform. It's like Amazon or it's like any other online shopping stores that you would go to. But what makes it different is that we look at the details. We look at what the product is made of, how is it made, who are the people making it, do they have decent, fair wage, you know, what does it, what is the thing that contains it? What is the packaging made of? You don't know where that's going to end up. And, you know, will it go into a landfill? People don't even, how many of you here have actually been to a landfill? I would say 30%, but we're all in sustainability. All of you here are interested in the idea of sustainability but have not visited a landfill. How is that okay? You go to a landfill and you start to realize, and all your body will start giving you signals. Your head will start to ache, your nose, you'll want to puke, you will look at things and you won't want to close your eyes. But all of that is not made by nature, it's made by us. The image that Fahad showed us earlier about the well, which was filled with sewage, it's not animal waste, it's human sewage. And I would like to leave you with one thought. What keeps you up at night? Anybody can volunteer to answer. What is it that makes you uncomfortable or awake at night? You could just name one thing. Are you worried about health? Are you worried about getting enough profit in your company? Anyone? Any volunteers? Bad dreams. What do bad dreams mean? What kind of dreams? Mental health. Okay. Yeah? What else? Stability. Yes. So I think the common thread here is we're all worried. We're constantly worried, and we're not looking at a brighter future, which is why we are worried. If you were an optimist, you would say, oh my God, we will have those skyscrapers that we spoke about. But what about a future that has no worry? There will be no worry if we do the work today. And the work that we need to do today is change the way we consume, change the way we look at consumption, change the way we look at waste, change the way we look at the world, and give back. And give back not just to people by giving them advice or giving them money for their business, but give back in a way that is uncountable. It will probably go for years. Don't leave your waste behind. Consume sustainable, consume natural, and make sure you know where it comes from. That's it. Thank you. Have any questions? I'm here to answer them, or catch me later. Yeah. So in sustainability, so there used to be a term called brainwashing, and now because every Tom, Dick and Harry wants to be sustainable, there is this term called greenwashing. And what it means is, I'm telling you that I am green, but I may not be. And I have been a victim to that. When I started my sustainability journey, lots of people told me, hey, switch to paper cups and do this, and this sanitary pad is, chemical free and organic. And over time, when I used it, it still had the same problems that mainstream products had. So I realized, oh my God, this is a problem. And that actually, instead of curing my eco-anxiety, it actually made it worse. So that's when I sat down with a simple sheet of paper to define what sustainability means to me. And that today is the framework that we follow at Brown Living. It's called the Brown Lens. The Brown Lens is nothing but a 5-step framework. It has 5 questions. What is the product made of? How is it made and who makes it? What's the method? What is the packaging? What is it contained in? So if I'm wearing a shirt, does it have a plastic button? If it does, then I have to probably segregate it and then put it into compostable waste. What is the afterlife of a product? Most people, most product designers forget to look at what will happen to the product after the consumer is done using it. Afterlife is very important to look at, which is how you can become soil to soil and circular. And 5th important aspect in today's day and age is aesthetics. What does the product look like? Does it have a function? Is it trending like a neon shirt, or will it be used for years? Because sustainability is not just about using the right materials, it's also about being timeless. So can this same product and technology be used for years to come? Obviously, you can make iterations in it, but can you continue to use it for years and make it look great enough that more and more people want to switch to it? So it's the difference between handcrafted and handmade. So artisan made and made by rural workers. They're two separate terms. It's also the packaging of how you sell a product. So it's very important to make it look a certain way, and that way is the language of your audience. Any other questions? My biggest struggle actually has been to find, so we're a digital platform, and most of our traffic actually comes from Facebook and Google. And in Facebook and Google, you will be able to segregate people by age, by geography, by demographic, by what kind of brands they like. But how do I talk to people who are interested in sustainability? There is no type. You're not a type of person. Everybody here has one intent, and that intent is to make this world a better place. You cannot segregate that into a demographic. So that's been a challenge, but we've been able to do that with storytelling, with trying to do different messaging, probably start with did you know kind of content formats, and get into understand what they need. But I think the larger messaging that we've been doing is changing the mindset. So I started my journey with using what I have first. So I'm telling you as a platform not to buy. First, look at everything that you have. Look at whether do you need anything additional or not. If you do, that's when you choose, make a sustainable choice, and that's it. So it's primarily been storytelling and messaging. We're still struggling with that because sustainability in general is something that is not a priority for people. It's a good to have, a badge of honor to wear, but it's very, very important to do. So we're trying our best. Yes.
Hello.
Hugging. You might have seen a picture of me hugging a tree there. I do that every day. But we found this platform called growtrees.com, and this was also one of the very inspiring people I've met in this journey. He actually digitized planting trees by way of saying just make a transaction, and they actually work with rural communities and artisans, and they've taken up government land to look at that topography scientifically, figure out what the native plants are, and do plantations over there. So we've built in our system the number of kilometers our products travel. We measure the carbon footprint of that and equate that into the carbon emission that one tree could probably offset. So typically one tree offsets 20 kgs of carbon every year. So we equate that, and with profits from our orders is when we plant trees. And our mission is to plant 1 million trees, and we're maybe 20,000 trees right now. So we have a long way to go. But the intent is that with more people choosing sustainable, you have an impact on reducing plastic, on reducing waste in the world. But with that profit, we're also giving back to planting more trees on the planet.
Hello. Hi.
Yeah.
Since you mentioned about eco-anxiety, right? So what are your thoughts on how would you explain a 10-year-old about climate change when they haven't experienced like the way we did, at least, our parents, they have experienced, right? So this is something I've been wondering for the past 4 or 5 years.
Do you suffer as well?
In and out.
Yeah.
So I work on it, and also sometimes I get, why do I am doing this? Sometimes optimistic, sometimes pessimistic, right? So it's like a pendulum. So my question, again, it's about how can I bring more people into this, especially young children? And so have you ever thought about this, or maybe how can we do this better?
I actually do this every day. So it's difficult to talk to somebody who doesn't understand climate change, but it actually affects everyone. It's not distant to, Arctic circles to melt. It's happening to all of us around. Climate change is affecting everyone today. Weathers have changed, still not raining here. So I think the important way to look at that would be talk to them about how they lived, probably when they were your age. Works with me and my parents when I ask them, how did you not create so much waste and why is my generation doing that? They said that, we didn't have the means to go out and consume like we do. My dad actually had 4 shirts in his cupboard. And those 4 shirts were bought over the last 4 years, 1 shirt per birthday, and that's it. And that story may not be the true for everyone, but if you go back 2 generations and look at how our grandparents lived, food was made at home, packed in steel dabbas, carried every day. T-shirts were handed over to multiple generations or siblings, and new stuff was actually bought only when needed or there was something to facilitate or celebrate. But today, you're just like, because you're bored, you go shopping. So it's the mindset that we need to shift back, and that's the business we're in. We're in the business of changing people's mindsets. How do you become more mindful? Human brains have become bigger, stomachs have become smaller. You might have read this research in the beautiful book, Sapiens. Brains have become bigger, but our minds have become smaller. We're less mindful, more mindless. So it's about, and start with tools. So probably give them a bamboo toothbrush, give them a shampoo bar, make them try something that they're not used to. Once they start trying different things, they'll start looking at things differently. So maybe try with tools, things that they use every day. Maybe that'll work. Okay, there's one more question.